Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you're new here. I'm so happy that we got more of you from this silly little video I did outside of Barnes & Noble that I was so embarrassed about. But here we are. If my voice sounds a little groggy today, it's because I am deathly ill. Not really, but little life update. So the reason I haven't been posting as consistently is because I've been super busy this summer. So in July, went on a 2-week missions trip to Uganda for the 3rd time, so that was absolutely amazing. And I just got back from another 2-week trip out to Colorado, where I basically did like a theological seminary apologetics camp for Christians, where I basically got to learn about why I believe what I believe, defenses for my faith, and about other people's worldview, so that when I enter into conversation, I'm not being hypocritical and I understand where they're coming from, and I can listen and be more encouraging and just nice to talk to when it comes to that. So it was a really encouraging and enlightening experience. But we did in those lectures sit literally like this close to each other, and so many people were sick, so I came home and definitely came down with something. So to start today's video, what this video is we're gonna tier rank tropes from best to worst, and I thought that would just be a fun thing to do since I haven't got to read as much lately because of those trips. But to start, we're gonna go to Starbucks and get me a medicine ball tea so I can actually hear myself and breathe through my nose while I talk to you. Okay, let's go. Can I just get a grande medicine ball tea? No, that'll be it. Thank you. Tea has been acquired. Alright everyone, I'm back home. The tea has been acquired so I can actually breathe and talk to you guys. So basically how this is gonna work is I'm gonna sit here on my laptop. It's gonna be awkward anyway we film it. But we'll be screen recording, and we have 5 categories which will show up on the screen. So from the worst, which is burn it, to sell it to the used bookstore, to hide it, to read it once but never again, to read it with a cup of tea, and finally the only thing that would be equal to being the best category ever, Peter Malark asked me to be his wife. Yes, I came up with these with my friend. It was not my own stroke of genius, but it was fun. Anyways, so these are how we're gonna rank our book tropes, and we're gonna rank a total of 30 of them. Hi everyone, this is Editing Anna. You know that girl who's talking to you right now? She's saying that she's going to rank 30 tropes. Yeah, she's a liar. She feels like crap. So she's only gonna do 15. So if you signed up for 30, nope, you're signing up for 15. All right, let's continue. So those are gonna show on the screen, and yeah, let's get to it. So our first trope, I think we can all agree on, is pretty bad, is the miscommunication trope, okay? This is when in a romance book, 2 people are miscommunicating. It's always something to do with, you know, she said this and didn't understand it, and it always ends into like, this is the main plot twist of the relationship. I personally hate this trope. I'm going to be super mean to it and say but, because listen, when twist people miscommunicate, it makes me so angry. I'm literally like, just talk to each other. It is not that hard. So yeah, that's my strong opinion on it. You can do with that what you will. All right, next trope. Let's go with, oh, I want to save the best for last. Okay, let's go with second chance. Okay, here's what I think. This is either a read it with a cup of tea or Peter Malark asked me to be his wife, because when, this is so frustrating, because second chance can be so good, but it can also be so bad. It really, but honestly, at the same time, I haven't read a bad one. I don't know. I'm saying these things because I feel like I should have better. I think I'm gonna put it in Peter Malark asked me to be his wife, because let's be for real. Anytime it's a second chance is so good, unless and the second chance is coming out of like this person dumped who they are with now to go back to the second chance. That's what makes me mad, because then I feel bad for the other person. So maybe let's just put it in read it with a cup of tea. How's that sound? Let's do that. All right, our next trope is something that's very controversial, which is morally gray. All right, so basically, I don't know what to do about this one because in a way, it's bad, okay? Like, no, we should not be falling for men who are currently killing people and going after cities and destroying them, okay? No, we shouldn't, but they're morally gray, so they have like a good side to them. No, listen, now people who think we would do this in real life, that's crazy. Like, absolutely not. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna like walk up to a freaking serial killer and be like, yo, you're hot, so I can ignore all these horrible things you did to people to be with you. Like, no, that's stupid and it's insanity. But when it comes to a book, it's a completely different thing because it's fictional. So yeah, so I think morally gray, it's not one I want to be proud of, but it's not one I'm not like throw it away because I love me a good morally gray man. I think I'm gonna go with hide it. Yeah, that feels like a good. Okay, this next one, I'm doing two at the same time because they're kind of not the same, but they're like kind of give the same vibes. So that's sports romance and college romance. Now, here's my opinion, okay? Both of these are kind of like questionable. These aren't books that I'm like just picking up. And if like that's your thing, then that's your thing. But like, I'm not really a sports person. Like, I can enjoy sports. I've played just about one season of every sport you can think of, but it's never like something that's coming naturally to me. So like finding romance in that field, probably not. Like, I'm more attracted to the sword fighting type, if you know what I mean. But anyways, so sports romance, like, also I feel like sports romance can get very easily degrading towards women, like very quickly. And that's just in my personal experience. I know there's probably books out there that don't do that, but I feel like it's a lot of those sports romances treat girls like they're objects. So I am personally not a fan of that. But sometimes they could be good. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, I don't know. Oh, let me think. Okay, I think I'm gonna put sports romance and the read it once but never again. Yeah. And then for college romance, I like this one a lot more because I feel like a lot of times it's just like there are some bad sides like there are to sports romance, but I feel like a lot of it is just discovering yourself and then discovering who you can be with another person. One college romance I absolutely love is Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. That is a really good one, and I absolutely ate that book up. So I think I'm gonna put college romance and read it with a cup of tea, and sports romance, read it once but never again. Now the college romance, even though I put it in read it with a cup of tea, I don't think I would read it that often, just because it's not really my genre, but it is a fun one to read every once in a while if you get a good book. So, okay, we're gonna do another pair of tropes again that are kind of like similar-ish in like the people who like to read it and everything. Okay, so that is werewolf and vampire tropes. Don't hate me, but I'm putting both of them in burn it. Listen, okay? Like, you do you, boo. Like, if this is your thing, slay with that. Slay with Twilight, all the above, okay? But I just can't. Interspecies one is weird, unless it's like fae. Like, Jude and Carden, Cruel Prince, I eat that up. But if it's like a whole other species, like doesn't even look remotely human in one form, no. And two, vampires weird me out. I just don't see the appeal in a man sucking your blood and desiring you for your life force. I just don't see the appeal. Please make it make sense. Like, if you like that, again, like, that's you. This is just my opinion, but I can't. So it's going to burn it, okay? It's going to burn it. All right, my opinion on this next trope is gonna be a little controversial because everybody really likes it right now, especially with Elsie Silver's writing and everything. Cowboy romance. Okay, I personally don't like this, and here's why, okay? Because, well, first of all, you would think I would, because I love horses. I was a cowgirl in West Virginia where I grew up, okay? And it's just, I feel like, again, like, even in my personal experience with cowboys, you know, like, they kind of, a lot of well, some of them are gentlemen. I'll take that back. I take that back. I was gonna go with a stereotype, but you know, some of them are really gentlemen. I really have met some good ones who were raised by good mamas in the mountains, but a lot of them are redneck, and especially in books. They're like super, super degrading to women and think that they own the place just because they can ride a horse. And I know that's probably not the way. I haven't read an Elsie Silver book, okay? So I know that's just like from personal bias of books I've read in the past, and I know there's always exceptions to a rule, okay? But I wouldn't say it's bad enough to burn it, but I do think it's bad enough to sell it to the used bookstore. I'm so sorry, guys, but I would not keep a cowboy romance in my house, like, ever. Also, I'm personally, like, I can handle a little spice, but when they're like really spicy, I just don't prefer that genre, and cowboy romances usually get really spicy. Let's get somebody to write a cowboy romance with 0 spice and where the man is super respected towards the woman, okay? Then I'll read it, and then we can move it up to read it with a cup of tea. Thank you. Okay, this next one I think we can all agree on, well, at least most of us can, is friends to lovers. I love this trope so, so much. Like, literally, anytime you're just like best friends with somebody and you fall in love with them, like, that's so cute. Also, but there are obviously, like I said, to every trope and every opinion I have on every trope, there's always an exception to the rule. So like when it's like you've left a person because you didn't realize you were in love with your childhood friend, funny story, if you got that, you got that. If you didn't, you didn't. Anyways, but yeah, other than that, I love friends to lovers. So that's gonna be in Pieta Millard. Actually, no. You know what? Friends to lovers is so good, but it's not the top tier yet, I don't think. So I'm actually gonna put it in Read It with a Cup of Tea. Okay, this next one is going to probably upset a lot of people, but it's dark romance. And for me personally, it's a burn it. Listen, okay, like I said with the interspecies thing, I just can't, like, anytime a man is acting like possessive of a woman or treating her like she's an object, it's just, I can't do that. I can't. And it feels so weird, and it weirds me out and gives me the ick. So if that's your thing, like, I'm not judging you, okay? Like, whatever. But for me personally, it gives me the ick, so I have to burn it. I'm sorry. All right, so this next one is, I think, one we all love, and that's found family. I absolutely love, especially like in romance and everything, when somebody who's come from a really rough background gets to find a family and gets to find that love and acceptance in the other person's family. And it's so beautiful to see, especially when they finally find that place they fit. And so I feel like I've experienced that in my own life, not with my family, of course, but just like finding friends, you know, that I feel like I finally belong with and finally fit into them. And it's just, it makes me feel happy. So I'm gonna put that one in Read It with a Cup of Tea. Okay, this next one, again, controversial opinion, is workplace romance. Okay, so I also, like, kind of in my reading experience, I like also read webtoon a lot, so I have like a lot of like graphic novels in my head. So a lot of those are obviously workplace romances. But I also read it in books as well. So I think it's always just like, it can be good, but I feel like for me personally, it's never worked out in the way I wanted it. It always just makes things so, like, you know, I feel like it's unrealistic because you know in real life it would be so awkward. Like, also, it would never work out if you were like literally co-workers, like, and they were all over each other like they always are in the books, and like that doesn't work out in a workplace. Okay, like, okay, my parents work together, but they work at a church. Okay, so like, it's like, I'm not saying that you can't like control yourself, that it couldn't be serious, but the way that the books are written make it sound like it couldn't be that, and so it always just feels weird. I feel like there's too many complications and everything just goes downhill. Like, working for your boss and being with him at the same time, like, that doesn't work out. Okay, it just doesn't. So it's not a burn it, but I think I'm gonna sell it to the used bookstore. All right, let's talk about the brother's best friend trope, because I feel like it's so awkward. It's also awkward for me because I have 3 brothers. Like, I don't have any sisters. So I'm like, I can't imagine, well, they're all younger than me, so I can't imagine falling for one of their best friends, but it is cute like when it happens, but I feel like there always is like complications. I think I'm gonna put it in Read It Once But Never Again. I feel like that's a safe place to put it because it's not horrible, it's not bad, but it's not great. So I'm gonna put it there. And then 2 more tropes, guys, and we're done. So sad, so sad. Okay, where was it? Oh, okay, this one I think we can all agree on. The forced proximity trope. okay? The holy grail of tropes. Oh, no, dude, there's nothing I love more than a good fantasy where they are literally trapped in a storm, in a cave, and they're like, oh crap, we are actually forced to talk to each other now. And they fall in love, and it's so cute. So obviously, literally, this is so good. So we're putting it in Peter Mullick asked me to be his wife because there is no other option for that trope. Thank you. And for the finale, I saved the best for last. Enemies to lovers. If you don't think that's the best trope, this is not the place for you. Okay, because literally there's nothing I love more than a good enemies to lovers. Like, and I'm not talking like, oh, we just didn't like each other. Like, no, I'm talking like they wanted to kill each other, okay? Like they were sent on an assassination mission to kill the other person and they end up falling in love. That's the kind of enemies to lovers I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And so that one is obviously Peter Mullick asked me to be his wife because I would say yes. I say yes to enemies to lovers. Thank you. Yep. And okay, guys. So this went so quick, but that is our completed trope list. Obviously, there's so many more tropes out there. If you want to see a part 2 to this video, comment down below some of your favorite tropes that you would love to see me rank. And hopefully I can do it with a friend next time so it's a little more entertaining. And hopefully I won't be sick next time so you can hear me and I can speak English more clearly. But yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. It's been so fun. It's been so real. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those YouTube things you guys know how to do. And I will see you next time. Bye.